Hey guys, welcome to Exotic Car DIY. I'm Ken, and today we're going to be getting back in the shop and doing some cool stuff on this Saab. Just kidding. We're actually going to be doing some stuff on the E63. I promise we're eventually going to get to the other stuff, more Blazer stuff, more Ferrari stuff. I want to do an engine out. I want to do any kind of like maintenance stuff that I have to fix on there. But for today, we're going to be in here talking about the E63. So this particular one you may have seen in the other videos. It's a 2014 E63. This is the United States version one. Obviously, we are in the States. But if you come up here in the front, we got the LED headlights. And if you look closely, they say Intelligent Light System. But you may notice if you've ever used these, they're not really that intelligent. All they do is they have high beam functions, like auto high beam, and then they have a little bit of active curve, but that's it. Turns out the Intelligent Light System is reserved for the European versions. In Europe, these things come with the full ILS Plus, which basically means that you get to run high beams all the time. So not only you get the added light from the high beams and the distance, but they actually don't blind other drivers, because the car with the camera system on it, like that they come with, will actually see the cars and dip whatever is necessary to not blind the cars. You can also follow people with full high beams, and it'll actually split the high beam pattern in half, so you have half of it on either side of the car, not blinding the driver. I guess it never got approved for the States because of our 1950s laws, but this video is going to show you how I was able to activate it. Little disclaimer, I know I'm going to be using some tools that normal people don't have, but you might have access to them, and or you might find that it's a good deal to do this. So I do everything on my own, so I ended up I want to be dealer free as much as possible. So I actually own a full Mercedes diagnostic system here, a dedicated laptop, a C4. This is running Vediamo and Zentry, and it lets you do some cool custom coatings. Another disclaimer about it is you can do a lot of stuff with this, including totally bricking your car. So if you don't know what you're doing, you probably shouldn't touch it. And I spent a couple weeks just learning how to do some basic stuff, and I'm going to show you what I did. If you screw up your car after watching this video, I assume no responsibility. I'm not showing you how to do it. I'm just showing you how I did it on my car, if that makes sense. So what you're going to need to do to see if you can even do this, and it may be different for different models. Mercedes puts this ILS on a lot of their different cars. This is for a W212, and what you're going to need is to pull up your VIN. So we're on VIN coders right now. You scroll down, you're going to need to see two different options. First one is first one is up here, 608, automatic high beam switch. That's IHC. That's just the regular intelligent system, not the advanced. Then you're going to need to have 640 dynamic LED headlights. Anything else, and I don't think it'll work. And then the next step is to get started with the coding. So we're going to go and fire up this laptop. I'm going to show you what the first thing I did was. So we're in the car, and there's three things you need to do before you get started. One is just to plug in the OBD2 cable. There's a little patch over here, and this is always a lot harder than it should be, in my opinion. But up in here is your plug. Just goes in. Step two is to pull out this. You don't have to do this, but the problem is if you lose connection at all while you're doing this, that's one easy way to brick it. So all I did is just pull out start stop. The next step is when you get everything set up, turn your AC and your radio off, because the ignition is going to be on, but you don't want it draining the battery. And then the third thing, we'll just hook it up to a charger. So I got it hooked up to a charger, so we're going to go ahead and get started. All right, we got our laptop set up, the car's on charge, everything's hooked up. First thing we're going to do is put the key in the car, turn it to the on position. Like I said, AC off, radio off, least amount of power draw. You're going to come over here. You're going to wait a few minutes. It's going to go and show it active. Okay, so while that's booting up, I kind of want to talk about the why. When I found out these headlights could do this cool function, naturally, the first thing I did was Google, how do you do it? And I ran into a dead end. There was basically options of the module or hire some Russian hacker to come into your car and try to do it for you. and nobody else would share any information. Everybody was very secret about it. They just want to charge people to do this, and I understand that, but I'm an enthusiast. I've been on car message forums since I was 16 years old saying, how do I do this, and sharing how I fix stuff, and they share all you fix stuff, and everybody kind of as a community gets along. So I wanted to try to figure this out so I could share how I did it with other people so they can figure out how to do it themselves. And so that's why I made this video. Okay, you're ready to go as soon as it says this part is connected. So we're going to come up here, standard, input, let it load. All right, so the first thing you're going to want to do on all this is load your CBF files. So I apologize for just filming a screen. It's probably going to be heavily edited too, just because this whole process is going to take about an hour. And I've actually already done it, so I'm just going back through and showing you how I did it. So we want to load, obviously this is a 212 CBF files. Okay. Now you're going to see it's going to load all of the CBF files for this car. Oop, there they are. Okay. Now, right here, we can see our modules. So the first step to do in any Vediamo, whatever you call this, Vediamo, is to back up your current settings. So, for example, we're going to be working in a couple modules here, CG231. So if we hit OK, it's going to load CG231. You're going to come up to the top up here, hit connect, and it's going to automatically connect with the ECU. All right. So the magic button here is the coding button. We're going to open up coding, and now we're into all the codings. The easiest way to navigate this, here's the different module or the different sections of the coding, and underneath there is all the options. Before we do anything, we want to hit save to file. So if we come down here and hit save to file, you get to save all the codings in one step. So we're just going to label this. This will be the CGW231, and then we're going to name it, make a comment on it. This is a stock coding. You want to make sure you keep it separate, because after you're done, you're probably going to save it. And then after you come down here, choose a name for it. It defaults a date. So we're just going to go to CGW231. I've already saved, so I'm just going to hit test. And now you hit save, hit OK, boom, there we go. Windows content is saved. So if you ever want to access it, I'll show you. All right, so we've done the local disk, programming data, Vediamo data 212. You can go to CBFs, and then here's all your functions again, or your modules again. CGW, here's the one we just saved, test. Open it up, and you get a report that looks like this. So in these reports, it's going to tell you your module number and then all your stock coding. So these are all the different available, not available, available, not available, and you can just go down and read it all out. And it'll also have the actual number. So this number right here, coding string hex, this number is the number that changes when you code it. It's just literally binary stuff or whatever you want to call it. So now we're going to, that's one way to back it up. Another way, and I did it for redundancy in case you ever lose one of these, is when you're doing the actual coding. So let's go back to Vediamo. Let's say you were coding the Distronic Plus. You actually get this section right here. This thing can be short like it is now. It can also be like 100 characters. So I will take that, select all, and then copy and paste it into a text form and just kind of explain what it is. Because if you ever lose it, you're going to need to use the manual coding down here at the bottom to get it back. So, okay, let's say you've backed everything up. So I'll go through and back up all the modules that you need to back up. Now we're actually into the coding process. So on this one, I'm going to go to variant coding 2. And, I'm sorry, where is it? Maybe it's just variant global coding. And I'll link all these down in the description so you can read them. But if you come down here, you're going to see the codings for these cars. And we are looking for the Intelligent Light System. See how there's two different ones? Intelligent Light System and Intelligent Light System plus Vorden. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. Vernlichtsteuerung. So stock USA car has this one as available, what you're going to need to do is click on not available, code it, then you're going to go over to plus, click on plus, you're going to change it from not available to available, code it, and you're done with this module. So after you've made those two changes and you've hit coding, you're going to see it all print out down here in the bottom. And I'll try to, I'm not very good at editing, but I'll try to edit in there where I actually did this and you can see that change. After you're all done, you want to hit this little plus sign up here. That's where I hit it. Go to function. Down here at the bottom is hard reset. You're going to highlight it and you're going to hit enter, and it's going to do a hard reset and give you a confirmation there. We're going to do a hard reset. Enter. We've done it. Okay. Once you're all done, back out, go back in. We're going to go to the next module. We're going to go do the IGW, which I believe is the chassis gateway. Passed it. Keep passing it. Okay, IGW212. Okay. Okay, now we're going to hit connect. Get confirmation. If you ever get an error here, just don't continue. Just back up and try again. You either selected the wrong module or something went wrong. If there's anything wrong, don't continue with the coding. Back out and try again. So we're going to go back up here. First step is always save to file. Label it, back up your coding. So now we're going to come in here. There's going to be two different changes we make here. I think the first one's in 6596. We're going to come down here and you can see these are all our option numbers in the car. You scroll down, boom, there's that 608, right? This, on a USA car, says JA. You need to change that to 9. Hit the ECU coding button, let it code. This is 608 to 9. We're going to hit coding, continue. Then you're going to continue down, and we're going to go to 628. See that? 628 on your car is going to be 9. Change it to JA. Don't leave them both active because they're either going to be one or the other. Again, hit ECU coding. It's going to read it. You're done. Okay, now we're going to come back up to the top. There's one more section, this O1C. Come down here and you get headlamp style. So we're going to click on headlamp style. Boom. Here's all the headlights. So remember, ours was a 640, right? That is the dynamic light system SA right-hand traffic. We need to change that to 642 dynamic headlight system right-hand traffic. Once you change it, so your car's going to be this, change it to this, hit ECU coding, you'll see it do the coding, and then you're done. Now, the last thing, come up to IGW. Once again, we're going to go to function. Oops, that was the wrong one. Function, hard reset, click it, hit enter, you'll see it do hard reset, and we're done with IGW. Back out. Okay, back out. Next, we're going to go to the instrument cluster, which is the IC. IC204. That's what we need. Okay. Got the right version. We're going to hit the green check to enter it. Go over to coding. What's the first step? Save to file. Back up all that coding. Okay, so on this one, this is all your instrument cluster. We're going to go to 5 first. Come down here, and then this is all the options that you can put on your instrument cluster. If we scroll down, you're going to see Intelligent Light System somewhere. I'm looking through the phone. Oh, I'm sorry, there it is. Okay, ILS available. So it is not available and available. Stock is not. You're going to have to change that to available. Then ECU coding. All right, so we've made that change from not available to available. The next one is we're going to go back up to 6. oops, sorry, there you go, 6. And there's another change in here. Again, we're gonna see if you scroll down, there it is, ILS, there's 2 of them. Tourist menu, don't touch that one, okay? Leave it off. That's if you live in England and you want to go to France and you switch sides of the road, there's a tourist mode. Intelligent light system, again, your car from the factory is gonna be not available, change it to available, hit ECU coding, make sure the coding's successful, exit out, and then guess what? Function, hard reset. Click it, hit enter. Okay, next. I think we're at the headlights. Let me double check. So yeah, we're gonna go to the headlights now. So in your car, this is gonna be the one where you have to make the most changes. And I'm not gonna go through every one in this video. Here you go, HLI, FL, and FR. You guys can guess what L and R is. We're gonna hit OK. And we're in, make sure no errors. We're gonna hit the check mark. We're in. Hit the coding button. Okay. Again, save the file. Make sure you save it as the original. You want to keep all of that. This one's the one that had a couple little hard parts in there. Okay, so we're going to go through these. Dotten, see how I keep saying Dotten? Each one of these is kind of the Dotten, I guess. So there's different sections. So there's Dotten 2, Dotten 3. That is going to be our first change. There's a ton of ones available here. From the factory, they are 212 ILS SAE. You have to change that to ECE RV, okay? And again, all this will be in the description. I'm gonna make it pretty public. And continue. So next section, Dotten 4. Change that one from, I believe it's not active, to active fog MIT HELA. Now the reason they're HELA is you're gonna wanna look at whatever, if you're using a different car. I believe all the American ones have HELA lights. That's actually the brand. You see ALA and you see another ones have ZKW. Whatever one yours starts with. So you're gonna need to look at that saved file that you did. So where it says save file down here, look at what you have and then make sure you click the equivalent in the other version. So this one is off. We're gonna change it to on with HELA in code. We're at Dotten 5. Again, change that to active fog on. Here we go, Dotten 6. I think that one was the same. This is 7. That is your hazard lights. That nothing changes there. All right, here's the big one. Dotten 8. Dotten 8. Yours is going to be active IHC active LED HELA. So this third one, we're going to change it to plus HELA and code it. Okay, next we got Dotten 9, another change here, ILS ECE. Anyway, so the one you want is this 212 ILS ECE, code it. We skip 10, we go straight to 11 for some reason. Same thing with this one, it had a question mark from the factory. You're going to change it to 212 MILS ECE. ECE is the European standards thing, not obviously not here. This one remains the same. There's a lot of ones in here that you don't touch. Dotten 14, I believe that one's the same. Here's another one you got to change. Dotten 16, we're going to go to from SA to ECE. 17, that one I believe is already set up. This one is another change you make. 18, we're going to go to from, I think this was not active. I don't remember what it was, but you're going to change it to Storm or Halta Storm, which is the some other function for it. And then everything else should be pretty much the same. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, it goes back to Dotten 10 where you're at. All right, I don't think I touched Dotten 10. Okay, so then we're going to close. You're going to have a lot of coding done on this one. And then you go into the reset. And this is where I don't know what you're supposed to do. All of them have hard resets. I did a soft reset. And honestly, the ILS system acted like it did before I did the coding for one day, and then it changed. I asked a guy, and he said I should have done a hard reset. but because there was hard reset function, hard reset physical, I just got scared. But I believe if you just do the hard resets, you're all fine. That's what I was told. He said just always do a hard reset. You can't do anything wrong. So I'm guessing do both of those. And then the last thing we want to do, we're going to go and, well, obviously you're going to go and do the other headlight. And then the last thing we want to do is go back in. We're going to go down to your camera. So since mine is Distronic Plus, my camera is a stereo camera, but this will work with the mono cameras too. Okay, SMPC212. There's no coding done on SMPC212, but you do want to do a reset just because it's used to doing it one way. And then you are done. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and check out the dash. All right, so coding's been complete. Probably just a good idea just to wait a few minutes to make sure the cars and the components all have a chance to fully reboot after you did the reset. I don't know what the actual time parameters are, but just leave it for like 5 or 10 minutes. We're going to put our engine start button back in. Okay. Now we're going to just turn the car to the on position. If we come over to our, oops, I'm sorry, we're not on yet. Okay. I'm going to go through the menus. We go all the way over to settings. Go down to lights. And you've got daylights on. Intelligent light system. And there you go. You can enable or disable it. And the way it works, it took me a while to figure out because everybody's like, turn it on, but you couldn't figure out what to do after you have it on. You put this, you leave this in the auto mode. If you turn this to headlights, your headlights will function just like any other regular car's headlights. Low beams and high beams adjusted. If you leave it in auto, you put this stock forward, you'll have an A on in the dash, and then the whole ILS system works. It only works above 30 miles an hour, and it will not work in city environments. In city environments, it'll just give you low beams all the time, just like as if the high beams were. Just imagine it as any time that your automatic high beams would be off, the system will likely be off. When you have high beams on and you're not in rural areas, that's when it works mostly.